Jake Paul is ready to take his career to the next level by competing in the MMA. But competing in such a league isn't a piece of cake. No worries for Paul because Tony Ferguson has offered to coach Jake Paul in MMA. Yes, the lightweight champion publicly offered to be Jake Paul's coach. Ferguson tweeted, "Let me know when you need a good MMA coach, Jake Paul. You can be one of my students." The former Disney star will make his debut in the MMA after officially signing with the PFL. The 26-year-old boxer is set to appear in MMA's new Super Fight division that'll feature influencers taking on real fighters. This is real MMA we're talking about here, and Paul will need to up his game a little. Don't get me wrong, the YouTube star has proven that he's all that in boxing with a 6-0 record as a professional boxer, but this record is mostly against non-traditional boxers and internet personalities. There's no denying that Paul is skilled in the boxing ring, but MMA is way more than that, and he'll need way more than just his hands to play this field. But we all know that it won't be easy for the Bizaardvark star to break into a gym full of MMA stars. He hasn't had the best relationship with many of them. Dana White and Jorge Masvidal are a few names that have had a fallout with Paul. There are many other names. So let's say that the Ohio native signs with the pro mixed martial artist to be his coach, but there's just one question. Would teaming up with Ferguson be a bad idea? The answer is simple, yes. The lightweight champion is on the downswing of his career. He's just lost 5 fights in a row, and that's never good. He's been having a rough time in the octagon and will be back this year for what could potentially be his last fight. But just because he's losing doesn't mean he can't be a good coach. The 38-year-old athlete has always preached what it means to be a student of the game. Let's be honest, he does have a history of success and a wealth of knowledge. He won't be Paul's worst option after all. But let's not forget, Ferguson does have some weird training methods that have caught the attention of the media quite a few times. Like that one time he shared a video of his weird stair cardio in 2017. It looked like he was doing a HIIT workout, but was it conventional? I don't think so. Or that one time he shared his Spider-Man workout.
We're on the clock. We're on the clock. Working.
Many fighters decided to take on that one and tried it themselves. But again, these aren't your normal workouts and training methods. We do know that they work for the Ultimate Fighter 13 winner because the weaker he goes, the stronger her returns. Paul might want to leave these out of his routine though, and honestly, I won't blame him. Jake's been in pretty good shape so far. Who's the man behind it? Yep, it's none other than American pro boxer BJ Flores. Problem Child took down Anderson Silva last year. We all remember that one. According to Flores, this is only the start for Paul, who's ready to take on bigger fights this year. Let's talk about how the Ohio native has only scratched the surface of his potential. Paul does have a lot of ability and focus, 2 very important skills for boxing. Jake's current training routine is famous in the boxing world. He's been posting workouts on YouTube, and these have helped a lot of young athletes. He does a lot of cardio, weight training, and core workouts. All his time at the gym is really paying off. The internet sensation has really branched out in the past few years and has made a name for himself outside of YouTube. Jake's been training hard and will be stepping into the ring this year to fight a big opponent. Fans think it's KSI, but a former UFC champion thinks Paul will fight someone else. Can you guess who? We'll make it easy. He's been making a lot of headlines around the world lately, specifically in Romania. If you guessed Andrew Tate, you're right, because Henry Cejudo is expecting Jake Paul versus Andrew Tate. The former 2-division UFC champion thinks that Tate is light work for Paul. He further talked about how he believes Paul knows his way in a ring and can easily beat the kickboxing veteran if he can take down a guy like Silva. He didn't send any hate on Tate and had no harsh feelings, but pointed out Tate's defensive skills. He retired from fighting after an eye injury, and his performance in his last bout wasn't the best. Despite Tate's extensive experience, Cejudo and many fans believe that Paul would make easy work out of the millionaire. The Cobra started competing in combat sports all the way back in 2007 and has successfully scored 76 wins through 85 fights inside the kickboxing ring. He even managed to earn 23 knockout wins. Not only this, but the controversial personality even tested his luck in mixed martial arts and won 2 of 3 bouts in his short career. Recently, his controversies on social media and the new wave of influencer boxing have linked him to fights with Jake's brother Logan and Jake's rival KSI. On the other hand, Jake's been taking the boxing world by storm. He's undefeated with wins over UFC welterweight champion Tyler Woodley, former Bellator Ben Askren, and of course, how can we forget Anderson Silva, one of the greatest mixed martial artists of all time. It's safe to say that Paul is on the road to success. Did you know that Tate offered Paul $3 million and challenged him to a duel around 2 years ago? Well, that didn't happen. Now that drama between the two content producers is sparking again, it brings me only one question. Will Andrew Tate versus Jake Paul ever happen? Yeah, no, I don't think this fight is happening anytime soon, or possibly at all. Yeah, word on the street said that talks were going on between the two boxers, but that's certainly not the case, and the internet's been fooled. We all know that the problem child is taking things to another level by competing in the NBA. I doubt he'd change any of those plans for a fight with Tate. On the other hand, Tate's been caught up in controversies, and always. But this time it's actually pretty serious. He's been detained in Romania, and a big chunk of his property has been seized. Thanks to the pizza boxes, his location in Romania was tipped off to the police, who arrested him and his brother for being part of a human trafficking group.
He was now arrested, detained with his brother on this occasion.
This means that Andrew isn't fighting Jake Paul, and he might never even compete in combat sports again. Who knows? Things clearly aren't going his way. Jake also isn't on a light schedule this year. He has potential fights with Tommy Fury and British YouTuber KSI, plus his MMA debut. Even if things were better, the chances of the bout happening were very low because Andrew Tate said he doesn't think his fight with Paul would happen. The American-born Brit made an appearance on a live stream with influencer Aiden Ross and opened up about the much-anticipated bout. He said he didn't think they were ever going to fight because there's a lot of negotiations behind the scenes. It's not a simple process. Even though both personalities teased a potential fight, I don't think we'll ever see them in the same ring after everything went down. That's all we have for you today. See you in our next video.